I wasn't upset because I reacted. Believing you should be beyond certain reaction is often the most unhealed belief of all. I want to share something that shook me in a very quiet way. Not because it was dramatic, but because it dismantled an idea I didn't even realize I was living by. A few days ago, my family was on a group call. There was real fear, real urgency, a city being bombed. And in the middle of that intensity, something was said that hit an old nerve. And before I could catch it, my voice rose, loud, sharp, familiar in a way I hadn't felt in years. I shocked myself, not because I'm perfect, but because I truly believed I had moved beyond that version of me. And that's when the lesson arrived. What happened next wasn't the anger, it was the story that followed. The story that said, I should know better. I've done too much work for this to still exist. I just lost credibility, respect, alignment. And then I realized something that stopped me cold. I wasn't upset because I reacted. I was upset because a part of me still believed that spiritual growth means transcendence instead of integration. That growth means nothing old ever shows up again. But that's not embodiment, that's performance. Real growth doesn't erase our nervous system. It teaches us how to return to ourselves faster, softer, and with more compassion. In that moment, my body didn't fail me. It remembered something old under extreme stress and asked to be seen. Here is the most important thing I learned, and I say this slowly. The measure of alignment is not how you behave in calm moments. It's how you treat yourself when you don't like who you were for a second. That moment didn't undo my work. It revealed the depth of it. Because for the first time, I didn't abandon myself afterward. I didn't spiritualize it. I didn't justify it. I didn't punish myself with shame. I stayed. And staying changed everything. What made this moment even more confronting for me is something I didn't see at first. This also triggered me because the real me knows that it wants love, it wants connection, it wants closeness, not separation. And in that moment, the reaction didn't match the truth of who I am. That disconnect hurt me more than the reaction itself. Because when you know who you truly are, you're not upset that you raised your voice. You're upset because you know your soul wanted to be included in that moment. That's when I understood something crucial. That pain wasn't evidence of failure, it was evidence of alignment. Only someone deeply connected to their true nature feels that contrast so clearly. Families don't trigger us because we're weak. They trigger us because they're where our earliest survival patterns were formed. They know the buttons because they helped wire them. And when fear enters the room, the body doesn't ask, who am I now? It asks, what once kept me safe? That's not regression, that's biology. The growth is not in preventing the reflex, the growth is in what we do after. If you ever thought, I've done so much inner work, why is this darkness still in me? Please hear me. There is no darkness. Nothing has gone wrong. You're not behind, you're not exposed, you're not disqualified. You are meeting a deeper layer, and that layer doesn't want discipline, it wants compassion. I used to think mastery meant never raising my voice. Now I know mastery means being able to say, that wasn't aligned, and I'm still worthy of love. This moment became one of the most profound lessons of my life because it freed me from the illusion that growth is about perfection. It reminded me that growth is about returning to the now, returning to the heart, returning to source. And if you're in a moment like that right now, where you're questioning yourself, stay. That's where the real work is happening. Has anything like my story ever happened to you? Have you ever done something that you regretted for days, even months, making you feel unworthy? If so, I want to leave you with this invitation. If you've been judging yourself for a reaction, a tone, a moment you wish you could rewrite, pause. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Ask, what part of me wants love right here? Because that question doesn't harden you, it opens you. And if you're walking a path of consciousness, embodiment, or spiritual growth, this is not a detour. This is the path. So stay with yourself. Stay curious. Stay kind. And if this conversation stirs something in you, let it keep unfolding, not by fixing yourself, but by listening more closely to what your soul already knows.